Hello.
Hey,
Happy Monday.
everybody.
Yeah.
Happy Monday. Take my hair
Yes.
down.
To you. Happy Monday. And to Leanne and Kathy. Happy Monday.
On the comments. Hello, Leanne.
She's ready for boot school. Now, I am going to say I didn't have many hours to put forth my research. So it's definitely going to be a highlight, but
Oh, that's
you're going to
gonna
learn
be
something.
fun.
There's a little learning in there.
Have a little bit of knowledge.
Yeah. Hey, Helen. Hi.
Hello.
So how's everybody's Monday? I was very tired today. I didn't get as much done as I wanted to. I even had to lay down, take a nap. So I have a lot of work ahead of me tomorrow, that's for sure.
Well, you had a nice long sail yesterday.
I know, but I mean, it's only 2 hours. You'd think it wouldn't.
There's a reason why I only did an hour, ever. Unless I had no choice.
Yeah. Hi, Laura.
Laura.
And then Designs Laura. Our other Laura.
Hi, Denise. Hi. I'm going to share a picture of it later.
I know it. Oh, good. See, I'm not the only one who needs the naps.
I did take a nap yesterday for the first time in a long time, but I did not sleep well Saturday night for some reason.
Yeah. Amy!
Hello.
There's someone who I want to siphon her energy. She does a lot. And I am trying to keep up with some of these folks. I am having a tough time. Tough time doing all this videoing and sales.
It's a lot.
And lives.
I haven't done one in a long time.
There's Susan. Hello.
Susan.
And Rebecca. Hello. It's good to see you. I'm glad you're here.
Rebecca T.
Yes.
Did everybody have a good weekend?
Mine was good. It's getting hotter here, so Denver is finally catching up with the rest of the country. So yeah, now we're hot like everybody else.
Well, I'm sorry. It's so gross.
It is what it is. It's summer. It's supposed to be hot. It's fine. Hi, Heidi.
Not this hot, you know.
Well, I don't know. I feel like it's time for it to be hot. So before you know it, it's gonna be November. So
I'm ready. Well, I'll take September. I want September first.
Usually September's still pretty warm.
Oh no, our fall starts right around the end of September.
Mm-hmm.
When my birthday is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, it's my favorite time.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite time of year. But what else happened today?
Hey, Tammy. Tammy's here.
And Karen. And Chris.
Karen. Oh, and Chris is here too. Hello, ladies. Thank you for coming to my sale last night. Very nice to have all of you there hanging out with me and trying not to make jokes about my Victorian muff.
I missed that.
You missed it?
My parents came for dinner last night, right around 6. So I missed the first part of yours. Well, and then I spent the next. They came at like 6:30. We ate dinner, and then they were trying to help me locate the hidden beeping in my bathroom, which involved me cutting 4 to 5 holes in the wall of my closet. Still haven't found it.
Oh my God.
Getting closer because it's getting louder with every hole.
Oh. Oh. Man, that hurts. I mean, I know they can be patched, but man, it hurts when you're like making holes in your house.
It's just like particle board, and it's hidden in my bathroom closet. So that I'm not worried about. But no, what it is at some point in my house's history, somebody thought it was a great idea to hide a smoke alarm in the wall. In the wall. They just boarded it up. And for 2 weeks, every 30 to 45 seconds, there's a beep. Because the battery backup for the smoke alarm. And here I was hoping that it was just a battery operated smoke alarm, because those can only be for so long, right?
Yes.
The battery will eventually just die.
Is it wired into your house?
Well, since it's been beeping for 2 weeks, this is my guess. So, hence the holes in the wall of the closet. I was so hot last night, and like I was so sweaty, and I was covered in sawdust.
Oh.
And yes, they do. Well, I don't think they're with us any longer, because I'm thinking this happened when the bathroom was turned from a bedroom into the bathroom, which was probably at least 20 years ago. So no power outage. Just,
Trying to disconnect a wayward in the wall.
Well, when I moved in, I couldn't see, there were no alarms of any kind. And I was like, how did the person living here before me not die of anxiety? Because I need smoke alarms and CO2 alarms. I need to know that I'm not dying. So I had to install alarms, and now there's one somewhere. I'm really hoping it's the only one, though, because if this happens,
not another one. At least some of your walls are brick. Like,
yeah,
there's nothing.
Can't be there. Anyway, well,
Amy, I can't wait to hear about your trip.
Yeah, I saw lots of fun pictures happening. Yeah. It's not too bad, Heidi. Like, I'll get really used to it, and then I'll think, oh, maybe it's dead. And then there it goes, like. Yeah. Luckily, in my bedroom, I can't hear it at night because my air conditioner is so loud. So I got to find it before winter time, because otherwise it will keep me awake. Anyway.
You'll find it. Or what if, it'd be nice if you could find the wires that are fueling it, and then you could just snip those.
Hopefully I don't just cut into it. We'll find out.
Yeah.
One way or another. Anyway.
Oh.
Shall we talk about something better?
Sure. Shall we talk about lovely things? Are you having water?
I'm having water.
Me too.
It's too hot for alcohol.
Yeah. Cheers to water and hydration.
Kitchen.
Cheers to a good start of the week.
Oh, Heidi, when I find it, I'm going to rip it off the wall and beat it with a hammer. That's what I'm going to do.
You're going to do, what is that? The Office movie?
Oh yeah, when the printer or the copier.
Yeah, and they take it out and they do the gangster beating on it.
That'll be a short on my channel. Oh, yes, Yes, Laura, I
Yeah.
will. When I find it, you all will get to experience my hatred for the smoke alarm.
Oh, and Claudia's here.
If y'all have any tips for finding a hidden smoke alarm, please let me know, because I'm at my wit's
So,
end.
Claudia, I heard that Angela couldn't resist one of your glass items at your sale.
Mm-hmm. Stay tuned for it to appear in a Tablescape in the near future. Speaking of Tablescapes.
Tablescapes.
Now, if you missed my live on Friday, I got my Victorian, 1910 Jugendstil Epergne, and I used it to serve dinner to my parents yesterday. It was absolutely perfect to hold toppings for my chicken tortilla soup.
Oh, it's awesome.
And what's funny is this is my Queen's Castle pattern, which you've used.
I love it.
Those small bowls, I only have 3 of those. And they fit in the baskets almost perfectly. And held my cheese, sour cream, and jalapenos on the top. Perfect for chips.
I love it. It really is awesome. It's great.
It's a very, simple dinner, but you stick it in an Epergne, and it looks fancy. And now it's back on my coffee table holding my remotes. End of ephemera. Use the pretty things, y'all.
It's extremely multi-purpose.
Yeah, this was in essence like a taco soup kind of night.
Yeah.
But yeah. It would be perfect for a taco bar. You could line your tacos on the top and then have the toppings in the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
I am happy to throw a dinner, tea, whatever for anybody who wants to visit me. Anybody. I will take any excuse to use all the things.
More is more is more.
More is more is more. But
that could be fun. I mean, if people are willing to come on with you, you could, have them pretend to pour and make sure everyone has a wine glass.
Oh, yeah. Be like, yeah.
Oh,
okay. So, yeah, that's all. Ooh.
Okay. So, yeah, I found this, and this was done during Christmas. I can, just because of, you can tell in the centerpiece that this is more of a winter setting, but I still saw it and wanted to share it because
somebody else said I needed a lazy Susan for it.
Oh, yeah. I was just in a Victorian mood, and I really liked I thought the plates are beautiful. I mean, speaking of like transferware plates, these are from Spode. And I thought they were beautiful with the floral underneath it. Definitely a gorgeous tablecloth. And they did a perfect bow on the back of the chairs. I liked the little taper lampshades.
It almost looks like they put a brooch in the center of the bow. Or is it a little tiny?
I can't tell. My slide is right in front of it. It just looks like florals to me. I don't remember, and I can't see it. All I see is a black bar.
Move your mouse over off the screen.
I just thought it was romantic.
There you go.
And I've never put a lampshade over a taper before. I don't know is that a thing?
I think those they look like electric candles, but they do make those kind of shades.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, I know, but like, would they like a shade that would fit over a taper, like with a really? Well, maybe it would. I don't know. I don't know how I would get it to work, but I like it. I like the concept. Maybe I'll do a little shopping and see if there's taper lampshades out there.
Yeah, Denise, it's anywhere from 8 to 12 hours, depending on where you are in Michigan. To me.
What is?
Denise, how far I was from Michigan.
Oh.
I love the pink tablecloth though, because that charger is so lovely.
It is the floral.
Bringing that pink out, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I really liked about it. I liked the fact that they paired a winter transfer wear scene with more of a pink, happier floral for Christmas. It was, I liked it. And if you took out, yeah, I would say if you like took out the red in it, you know, you could use it anytime. I would use it now. I like it. I like it.
Your interior is next.
Yeah, I pick things just because they appeal to me. Yes, and the dark gray green on this kitchen. I was staring at it thinking, should I paint my kitchen this color? I was seriously like, okay, should I do it? And the only thing holding me back is I like the fact that my white refrigerator blends in with the white cabinetry. Would I like my white refrigerator in the middle of these dark greeny gray this color? And I don't think I would.
But your copper would stand out against this really nicely.
Yeah.
What if you just did an accent wall in this color?
Well, I don't know I was just thinking of the cabinets. I know in this picture it is wall and cabinets. It's the all one color. I don't know if I could do all of that. I was just thinking just the cabinets. But yeah, I don't know if I would want the walls.
Because I was thinking there where you have your trays and stuff. What if that whole was green?
Yeah, I'd have to commit though. The way the cabinets are, like it'd have to all be done, and then I would worry about hating the refrigerator and the dishwasher. That's the thing is on these fancy kitchens, everything has the cabinet drawer fronts. So their dishwasher has the cabinet drawer front. So they can just paint it and it looks very cohesive. But most of us don't have that in their kitchens. And they have either a white, black, or silver appliance that you're working with.
True.
Yeah.
And there on the right, I love that work table.
Yeah. Yep. I love these. I find this whole style inspiring and I wish I had one. I don't have a spot for one in my kitchen as far as like a little one. I have a little work one, like a long work kind of buffet that I put my baskets underneath. But I'd like one like this where they have the fabric hiding stuff. I think I like it. I like the charm of it. The charm of fabric. You know what I mean? To a kitchen, adding more fabric.
Just adds softness. Yeah.
Soft. Exactly. It softens it up.
Because everything in the kitchen is usually just hard.
Yeah. Yes. That's what I mean. Ooh.
So my inspiring interior meets a joyful journey. Because I just needed an adjective with a J. So I was on Facebook and they were like, we think you would like to take this trip. And I was like, well, yes, I would if I could afford it, which I can't. But this is run by, I think they're a hospitality company. They have hotels, they have trains, they have resorts. But this is called the Venice Simplon Orient Express. Obviously, it's a train, but not just any train. It is a train that is outfitted gloriously.
Oh my God. When
So,
are we
in this
going?
case, like the journey is the experience, you know, like being surrounded by this. And this goes from Paris to Venice.
I like that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Just you wait, y'all. It gets better. So Belmont is the company, and if you, here's the website down here. I will drop it in the chat if y'all want to go. Like, I think you had to ask them how much.
Oh no! When you have to inquire and they don't include, they don't have it on. That hurts.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I know. Oh, wait. All the cookies. Let me drop it here.
We booked.
It was a school bus on a rail. Oh dear.
Oh no.
And then they also have trains that will like take you various other places. So like this is like rivaling for me, you know, one of those Viking river cruises, because even more, this is like an experience. But look at this room.
Yeah, this is a lot nicer. I went on a river cruise and it was not this kind of luxury or style.
Fabulous. And then here's just 2 more bedrooms that I just
what?
Right.
Everything about this whole train is inspiring. Between the fabrics, the colors, the painting,
wood inlay.
Is that inlay or paint?
It's wood inlay.
It's beautiful.
And then I wanted to add so many pictures, but did I drop the link or did I just think about it? Oh yeah. So if you want to go and look at the gallery, like there are so many more pictures for you to drool over. And then of course they have pretty people eating pretty food and having pretty drinks.
We can be the pretty people too, Angela. Yeah. Hi, Grace.
I mean, we could go stay at Lalande before we go to Paris to ride this train to Venice.
That would be a long.
That'd be like, Monica.
That would be like a month. I mean, because you can't rush around or you can't enjoy it. You can't go to Lalande and be like, you know, oh, we're just spending
we'll have 4 days there.
That's what I'm saying. And then the travel time, and then you have to recoup, because if you're shopping, you need recoup days.
Yeah.
Or you're going to
I mean, this train ride, it's just you're just experiencing the train. So it's just, I don't think there's any stops between Paris and Venice. So you're just
by the looks of this train, I would think our whole budget would be sucked by just that train trip.
I'm going to win the lottery, you know.
Oh, okay. Well, then let's do it.
I have to buy a ticket. Yeah, Chris, because she commented on my video today. It's like, you should say that you're going to buy a lottery ticket. I did at the end of the video. Anyway, so we jinx. But yeah, and then but if you just want to drool over possible trips and experiences, this website will take you down that rabbit hole and let you dream. So there's that.
It's amazing.
Oh, and I have an empty slide. Ignore that.
So While I was, looking through Instagram and looking at pictures, I saw the door, which was painted with inspiration of like Hungarian folk
Mhm.
art. And I really liked it. It's something you could do. I mean, the door is pretty special, but you could do this to
Mhm.
any spot, exterior or otherwise, if you wanted to add some really beautiful folk art color into one of your spaces. And then I found the boxes as well. Just, if you weren't into doing a door and you wanted to add still that, if you found some of these beautiful folk art painted boxes, that would be really pretty.
My garage.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That would be beautiful on a garage.
Especially like the back where I want to make my little patio area. It's just a big white wall.
Mhm.
Mm. Mm.
Yeah, that was really beautiful.
That's gorgeous. So I'm pretty sure I talked about this when we had our Q&A episode.
I think you
This
did.
is one of my favorite movies of the golden age of Hollywood. And it's
Mhm.
Cary Grant and Ingrid Bergman. So, they have lovely clothing but one of the things I had forgotten was her amazing London flat. And
Oh.
so if you don't know this movie, you should watch it. It's fun. It's adorable. And it has one of my favorite lines in any movie, which Ingrid Bergman finds out that her beau, Cary Grant, isn't actually married. So she says, "How dare he make love to me and not be married?" But it's just, it's just cute and quirky. But look at her apartment.
Oh,
Okay.
wow. Look at the color.
Right. So you've got like this late 50s sleek furniture, but then you've got some real traditional pieces.
Yeah.
And I love all the color around the prints that are
Mhm.
on the wall. And then looking from the other view, look at that entrance.
Yeah, I mean, how often would you I wonder if they modeled that after something or that's purely a set design out of someone's imagination.
I don't know, but I wouldn't live in that imagination if it's just from somebody's brain.
Yeah, it's a pretty nice imagination.
Yeah. So definitely worth and even you've got the huge lampshades and all of that, but if you want to see some pretty things, go watch this movie and laugh because it's fun too.
Yeah, I know it. I mean, to have a foyer like that in a home, let alone an apartment, you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
And I want to say the outside, it's like one of those cool row homes.
Oh, okay.
Because she's an actress and she's doing something on the West End in
Okay.
London. She's an actress playing an actress. Okay.
Got it. Got it.
Thanks, Wild Style. Welcome.
Oh, welcome. Good to have you.
Yep. If you want to watch pretty things and laugh, this is a great movie to do so.
Where did you stream that movie from?
I have it on DVD.
Oh, okay.
So I'm not certain where it's streamable, but I mean, if you Google Indiscreet, I'm sure a number of places have it available.
Mm-hmm.
So it did come out in 1958, in case you're wondering.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, lovely, lovely set.
Yeah.
The best apartment, I think.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. I love the cart. Aren't these cute? So I I decided I would look at something folk art as a collection after finding the beautiful door. And these are Russian clay dolls called Dimkovo. Is that, I don't know how you would say that. Dimkova toy.
Dumpova. Mhm.
Dimkova toy.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, again, just with the color, what an adorable collection if you had some of them. I just thought, yes. I don't have a collection of these, but now if I see one, I would definitely pick one up, especially if she was holding the plate of pancakes on the left.
Blini. That's Russian
Oh.
for pancake. And those on her arm, those are like bread circles, which you find all over Eastern Europe. They're delicious. I can't eat them anymore, but I ate many when I was in Eastern Europe. She does have a plate of pancakes.
Right.
And I've actually never heard of these dolls. So
yeah, I
wonder
found
what
them.
part of Russia Dumkova is in.
Yeah, I didn't do any research on it. I just found them on Pinterest and thought these are a great collection if you were so inclined. So I thought I would share. Hey,
Heidi
Michelle.
has one.
Oh, do you, Heidi?
Oh, I hope nothing bad, Michelle. She has the wind.
Okay.
So my celebrating collection is one that probably many people have, but don't really think about. Shot glasses.
Oh.
So first off, I found these two things, very different ways of showcasing your shot glasses. The one at the top is obviously for your state shot glasses.
Mm-hmm.
If you travel and you get one in every state. Do you know what that bottom right-hand corner is?
Is it a K-cup carousel?
Yes. I was just like, that's smart because I'm sure you can find these randomly.
Yeah. Yeah.
All over the
Exactly.
place. And if you just have a few, like if you have a number, like a smaller number of shot glasses that you want to display and or use, this would be an easy way to do so.
And it would be a great idea for some of our friends who might have antique booths if they were to pick some up. If you were selling your shot glasses, you could use that little carousel. It would take a small little corner of your booth.
And another good idea would be you take some flowers, fill them up, and then you have a little rotating floral display.
Yes, you do.
Why not?
Why not?
I found these after I found this gentleman who.
Oh my gosh! You find the most like ultimate collectors of things.
Well, we all have to aspire to something. I don't aspire to 2,000 shot glasses. Let me just say. And he actually built, these shelves with LED lights. But hey, Randy.
Hey, Randy.
He lives in, Prince Edward Island in Canada. He has over 2,000, and he didn't really realize how many he had. He built the shelves, and he filled up the shelves before he got to the end of his collection. But one of my favorite things about reading about him is he has an aunt who visits him once a year. She loves to go antiquing and thrifting, flea marketing, and she brings him a box of like 60 to 80 every time she comes to visit. So gosh. He's not picky. He just loves them. So he just does everything. Oh no. We are maximalists.
We are. We are maximalists.
So I appreciate minimalism. Like if I'm at a hotel or whatever, it's nice and calming. I just can't live in it. Just can't do it. But so, whatever your collection is, just embrace it. That's all.
Oh, that's cute, Barbara. She used a Coke crate to put all of her German.
Oh, that would be good. Yeah.
In.
Oh no. Downsizing. God. He actually purchased, like, a few people were getting rid of their collections, and he purchased their collections to add into his. So that was interesting. Maximalism.
Yeah. I tend to want to cover my walls with art, but I have not done the wall to wall thing just because my home is short ceilings. If I had a home with like tall ceilings, I would definitely be more inclined to have like big gallery walls where they can kind of go up high. Yeah. I like that. I do like that a lot. Okay. I'm ready. Are you ready? Yeah. Okay. So I didn't have a lot of time to do tons of research, but it's going to be a little highlight on the Victorian boot. Just because y'all know I love boots, especially if they're small and wood, little wooden boots. So boots were the common footwear for the women in the Victorian era. They provided great ankle support and were the primary shoe for walking and travel. They were usually in cloth with a leather galoche or like front, the little tip part would be leather, or they'd be all leather. And so they were very convenient. Oh, Malcolm, baby.
Malcolm came to say hello.
Hi, baby. So also, what I thought was interesting is that for the walking and travel boots, a lot of them were considered the hygienic choice. And in this advertisement by C&J Clark, on the right, you can see there's a woman holding the hand of her little girl, and there's like an ailing man in the doorway on the ground. And so, like, basically saying, when you're on the dirty streets of Victorian England, our boots are going to be the hygienic choice to keep out the germs and the muck. Well,
not to mention chamber pots were just dumped out windows onto the street. So
yes, that is. I consider that muck. Okay, and so the three main styles of boots in the Victorian era that you'll find you've got as far as for fit is button up, lace up, and the Congress boot. The button-up boots were also called spat or glove boots, and they did require a button hook to attach all those buttons. So that's why the button hooks are, buttons were so common in all sorts of clothing and accessories. That's one of the cool things as to why it's one of the things we can still find. Button hooks, because they had so many.
I have a little tiny one. It's so cute. But I assume it was probably for gloves.
Gloves, yeah. So this was the most interesting thing when I was researching is the Congress boot. So these boots were pulled on with elastic insets either on one side or on both sides. And this style was rarer for women's shoes, but they did make them. But they were very common in men's boots, and they were patented by the firm of Sparks Hall in 1837 and continued into fashion until about 1870. The Congress boot is considered the predecessor of the Chelsea boot. And I have a sidebar on Sparks Hall. The Sparks Hall company is named after Joseph Sparks Hall. and he was trained as a shoemaker. He spent most of his working life in London, where he achieved fame as a bootmaker and the inventor of the patented elasticized boot. He went on to make shoes for the royal family and built a company selling across America and Europe. So he was considered the shoemaker for the queen.
Mm-hmm.
These are, well, you can see this at the Victoria and Albert Museum. This is Queen Victoria's mourning outfit, but at the bottom, those are her black mourning Congress boots from Sparks Hall. And on the right is another pair of the Congress boot that she wore.
Now I can, when people make fun of my little booties, I'm like, Queen Victoria wore something like this.
Oh, yes, she did. Yes. Yeah. And the Congress boot style was also incorporated into riding boots. They just made them higher, obviously, for riding. Okay. So as far as some of the fashion trends that were happening during the Victorian era in the 1860s, a lot of the shoes, including house boots, were often made in brightly colored materials, and blue satin was particularly popular. So a lot of times we think of the boots as like the outdoor walking travel boots that were normally either a light color, or as it got later, they were more brown and black, obviously. But as far as they had boots that they wore mostly indoors, and those had lots of beautiful colors.
Between embroidery and
yes, yeah. So between 1864 and 1868, there was a short fashion trend where they ornamented the top of the boot with tassels. So that was a thing in the Victorian era for a few years. And in the 1870s, the heel started to change. It got a little bit higher and became more tapered and went under the foot more. And they called that the Louis heel because it resembled the style of the French in the 17th century.
Yeah.
So the other thing was the shoes more in the mid-Victorian era were a little bit square-toed. And then as you got into the 1870s, it started to get more and more to a point. And by the 1880s, it was more in fashion to have a pointed toe. Now, that doesn't mean that different shoes were made. It's just especially if you were a fashionable Victorian woman and woman of means, this was the trend in how the boots looked and what they were wearing. And also, we've got these fun boots. So during the 1880s and 1890s, boots started to get higher up the leg. By the end of the century, they had fastenings of about 16 to 19 buttons or a pairs of holes, depending on if it was a lace-up or a button-up. But they went much farther up the leg. And these examples that I have of that style of boot, I thought this is just a side piece of info, is these were made by these were cirrhosis boots made by A.E. Little and Company. And they were to promote the women's suffrage movement. Sorosis is derived from the ancient Greek word for sisterhood and was also the name of a famous women's suffrage group of the late 19th and early 20th centuries. So these are more the pointy-toed, up the leg, and they represented the fashion for the women's suffrage movement because they were fashionable. If you were into women's suffrage, they were more fashionable women.
You were progressive in many ways.
Yeah, exactly. So that's my little history highlight. And now we're going to look at some shoes. And I wish I had more time to find more, but I did find some really pretty shoes for us to look at. So that's what we're going to do. So these are more square-toed examples that I found that would be considered walking boots. Very lovely examples. And then here, obviously, are more of the pointier toed. And for these walking boots, I couldn't find any white ones. I just ended up finding dark ones, but I'm sure there were white ones as well. And then I wanted to show you to more of the fancy ones that I found. I know. I know. Do you see that those are beads? Those are beads.
And then a little tiny red sequin in the point.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
So yeah. And you can tell, you can tell just by looking at the boot, it's pointier. It's a little bit higher up the leg. This is a more late Victorian trend and style in boot.
Both that last one and this one, I love it's not just a straight at the top. It has more of a design.
Oh, yes. Yes. It's so becoming. Yeah, I agree. I loved these two.
Leanne, they made it to fit your foot. So,
Mhm.
I mean, that could be any size, but the point makes it look narrow.
Mhm.
But it was made to fit your foot. You just didn't go and like pick a standard thing off the shelf. It was made to fit your foot. So
yeah, and these are
that's an indoor boot.
This is an indoor boot. So these, would be worn for either a fancy event or just to receive your guests. They did also wear, as far as indoor shoes, they had slippers, but I was talking about boots only. But slippers were mostly used for in the bedroom. You wouldn't really receive a guest wearing your slipper shoes. So you would have the beautiful house boots to receive guests. And these Italian ones, gorgeous. Just beautiful.
Oh.
And these have a little history. They knew some history on these boots. So they said this is the ultimate Victorian party boot. These specific crimson silk satin brocade show-off boots were worn in Chicago by Mrs. A.F. Rattray Gregg in 1883 at the high society home of Mrs. Potter Palmer, a fashion maven at the time. So these were they had a specific story behind them of they were meant to wear at a party to be seen. They're made of the black kid skin has cut out gold colored kid design in there. So that's all leather at the bottom. And then you've got the brocade on the top. Isn't that cool?
That's pretty.
Yeah. And then I found some more, another brocade. This one, the one on the bottom.
I like the ones on the top so much.
The opera. Yes. And when they, you can definitely see Spanish influence in the design, I think, on those. The deep, deep red. I mean, don't they just look Spanish?
Yes, Chris. I did it once. Do people make current shoes in this style?
Yes.
American Duchess. They take antique shoes, make patterns, and then make new shoes from those patterns. And I actually this is a very long link.
Yeah.
So why did I do that? I will fix that. I will give you a link that works. Hold on.
So you can see these opera boots and these other beautiful boots. They were worn outdoors, but they weren't really walked in. They go from home to carriage to opera house or to society event, and then back to carriage and home. So they weren't, even though they were outdoor shoes, they were much more for costume and to be seen, to be in, the height of fashion. And let's see, look at these beaded numbers. What?
I said, I think I have a much shorter link if it will post.
Oh, okay.
Wait.
Yeah, these beaded ones, I looked at those and said those could be on a Gucci or Dior fashion floor right now with that design, with that like beautiful, like modern graphic. It's not quite a Greek key, but I mean, these were turn of the century boots, and they look like they could be a designer boot from today, I think.
They're amazing.
I know it.
They're amazing. I just love that even the heel is decorated.
Yeah. Yes. Or Versace. I could see Versace designing these boots. Now, these are very, very high up the leg. I know. I know. I mean, these like a lot of times you think of a Victorian boot and you think of, you know, a good sturdy black walking boot. But the fashionable ladies, they had some amazing fashionable boots and wonderful colors. You know, they liked to peacock, and if they had the means, they had some amazing.
These have tassels. These have the tassels.
Oh yeah, these have some of the tassels. Beautiful.
I wonder what the dress was like though, because they didn't have short dresses.
I know. I know. It is very interesting.
They were wearing that for someone special.
And these were interesting because these are lace-up boots that didn't have like a tongue or anything. It isn't closed. It's open in the front, and you wouldn't wear this bare leg. You definitely would have like a stocking. So you probably would have a really beautiful lace, lace stocking, and then you'd see the lace or very fanciful designed stocking through the opening of the boot. But again, gorgeous brocade. I love these fabrics. I think they're so pretty. And they're thinking this one is also made in France. And I think this was my last slide.
Wow, 1910.
I know. This is a little bit, yes. Well, these are antique, and they're at the Met. I mean, these are, some of these examples, they're shining examples. That's why they're part of museum collections. But still, it's really nice to see that some of these shoes that we might think, oh my gosh, that looks like it could have been made this year. But this was worn in 1910 and has a zipper up the front. So this is
very modern looking.
I know, very modern looking. And look at how much higher the heel is getting into Edwardian or end of Edwardian. That's a much higher heel. And these were the boots that I found. I didn't have time to get any more pretty pictures, but hopefully that whets your appetite and you learned a little bit. Okay, I'm done, guys.
It was amazing. Those boots. So pretty. So pretty.
I'm glad you liked it.
Let me see. Okay. Y'all let me know if the link actually posted this time, because StreamYard was giving me fits. Okay.
I bet some of them lifted their skirts, but you wouldn't want anybody to know about it.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Yeah. Do you want to do favorite thing, or do you want me to put up the
do favorite thing first? So if you saw my video today, this is my new favorite thing. It is an amazing, like 3 foot by 3 foot needlepoint.
Yeah.
That I got at the flea market yesterday.
Everybody shake your heads. You're like, Angela, we don't want to hear about your amazing treasures at $5 and free.
And basically free. But for size comparison, here it is next to my chair in my bedroom.
It looks really good right there.
Right.
Yeah, because like your
But I
pillow.
need to get into that trunk sometimes. So
Yeah.
I'm not sure. It might live on the wall where I have a different tapestry. And then I might move that tapestry. But I just love it so much.
Oh, I'm gonna need to let the dog in. So let's wrap.
Okay.
Soon.
We're getting there. What's your favorite thing? Get out of this one.
Oh, how do I get it? Okay. My favorite thing was I got this at an estate sale, and I already have one that's my grandmother's, but I couldn't pass it up. It is cut crystal.
How
and
heavy
actually,
is that?
it's heavy. Yeah, it's heavy. This is mine. But I love cut crystal, and it's hard to find it at a good price anymore. And I was able to get this for $10 at the estate sale. It was half off, and I was just like, "Do they know this is cut crystal? Do they know?"
It needs some lovely flowers in it, or some peacock feathers, or some ostrich feathers.
Yeah,
any number of things.
So that's my new favorite thing that I picked up.
Okay.
Oh wait.
And to end. An ad.
Yes.
I felt this was appropriate. If I ever let my head down, it will be just to admire my shoes. That is a quote from Miss Marilyn Monroe. And
Marilyn.
We needed a shoe quote in honor of Shuz. Oh my God. Yes. In honor of the Victorian boots. So
yes,
I hope you all enjoyed this week's B&B.
I hope you guys liked it. Thanks for coming today. As always, we love having you, and it was nice to see some new faces. So that was really great. And next week we'll see you back at Angela's channel, VOA Quest 1910. For our Monday chat show. And I have a special sale coming up this Thursday. I'll be on Patrick, the Trusty Huckster, on Thursday night at 8:00, but it is part of a shop hop. So everyone starts at Beth, Carolina Princess, Sweet Treats, and Pretties. So make sure you look out for those two hopping sales that I'm going to be a part of. It should be fun. So if you have nothing to do on Thursday night and you want to hang out with us, make sure you're following, and so you can keep track of when that's happening. All right?
Yep. Yeah, the chat was doing weird things. So we just got a bunch that all came in. So we were like, did everyone leave us? But we're glad you're still here. Thanks so much for joining us, and we will see you next week.
Yes.
Bye, everybody.
Week. Bye, guys.